What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey guys, it's LII, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA. And you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to Tbt and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, Tbt and Ace.
What's up? It's been like 2 weeks since we've done this, and we're back. It is episode 52 of season 2, or season 2. I don't know. Anyway, it's episode 52 if you're keeping count. If you're not, then oh well, too bad. Welcome. I am TBT. The guy over there, that's Ace. It's the one with the devil horns. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, this is the Weekly Pour podcast. And the pour for today is warm water.
Water.
Yeah, only because it'd been sitting for a while and I completely forgot to get cold water. So, yeah. Been a while. Let's see. The chat's going off already. We've got some peeps in there. Of course, Natalie, our moderators in the chat room. So if you are joining us live, jump on our YouTube page, jump into the chat, ask questions, fart, do whatever you want. We don't care. Natalie's not suspended this week, so we are keeping her around one more week, but you never know.
It's nice to see people remember this.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple other people joining in right now in the chat. So here we are. It's been a couple weeks. Our last episode, we actually had a great conversation, and I know that was a big thing for you because you've been a longtime Triumph fan.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I was not much of a Triumph listener. However, that has definitely changed since our interview or our conversation with Mike. So, yeah, that was awesome.
The feedback I'm getting is good as well. A lot of people have complimented that interview. Some people from Texas I know had chimed in to me and told me how much they liked it, and that's appreciated.
Excellent. It's good that it's getting out there. That's what we need. We need that feedback to let us know if we're getting somebody that people want to listen to, want to hear about. Even if you don't, we probably would have done it anyway because you're a big fan. So why not? Yeah. It'd be like if we got Bret Michaels. I mean, I would enjoy it because I'm a fan of Poison, and I'm sure all the women in the chat room would probably be like, "Oh yeah, we want to see it too." So whatever. I didn't. Did I?
Yeah.
What? Weirdo. Taylor Swift is in the news. I didn't freeze.
You froze on my screen.
Maybe it was because I just got still. See, and you thought I froze again. Good grief.
You are fresh back from a cruise, though.
Yes, by a week and a half.
A week and a half. You were finally not hungover.
Correct. We did just have a Memorial Day weekend.
True. But your liver has recovered somewhat?
No. Not after this weekend. Not after this weekend. Yeah, no. Came up with some new drinks that I have mastered and crafted with only my hands and my taste testers. I came up with the first one, which is called Smurf Jizz.
Oh God, that's terrible.
But needless to say, it's a blue drink.
But why would I drink something called that?
Because I don't tell you the name of it until after you drink it.
You're like, yeah, that's Smurf jizz.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you're drinking Smurf jizz. See? And you're like, wow, that's pretty tasty. And I'll be like, exactly. Papa Smurf thanks you. Anyway, there's that. And what else did I create? I created a twist on a drink called bog juice. Bog juice is made with vodka, some Sprite, a little bit of passion fruit syrup, pineapple juice, lemon juice, all of that. Well, I replaced the vodka with coconut rum, and it's mighty tasty. That one is called the TBT. It's well deserving of the name.
Is that the one you posted on your social?
I believe so.
With the Sprite ingredient saying you need to add to your drink or something like that.
Well, that was something totally different. That is a new type of Sprite, which I should have grabbed a can. But yeah, Sprite something legacy. I don't know, but it's really good. It's Sprite flavored with lemonade and strawberry, and it makes an awesome mixed drink. Yeah. So as Natalie says, I am now hungover.
I like the fact that you found a drink you like enough to call it the TBT, to name it after yourself. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take that lightly. You know, I mean, not just any drink that I come across or create is going to be called the Ace.
Exactly. Yeah, but you can create it yourself and it will be the Ace. It won't just be the Ace. It'll be the Ace. So yeah, I'll come up with something. Kathy just jumped into the chat. Welcome, Kathy. Good to see you this week. It's been a couple weeks. We appreciate you jumping in. The drink's good. And you are froze on my end, and you're actually froze on the screen. So that was actually kind of funny. As of right now, your Wi-Fi sucks.
I got full Wi-Fi.
You're pixelated, and you look like you should be in a video game.
Yes, but it also covers up all my blemishes.
This is true. This is why I have a ring light, and if you make it bright enough, it washes them out.
Right. Or it makes you tan.
Or makes you tan.
Orange.
Yeah, just depending on the setting. Since those of you that are watching, I'm going to pull this over here because I just got a new bottle of liquor today, and I've got to grab it because it's going to be appreciated. Maybe. So
leave again?
Well, sort of, because I have to reach, and it's 2 feet away from me, but it's out of reach.
All right.
See, I'm still close.
I'll probably have to fill time while you find it.
See, that was how fast that was. There's no filling time. Now, I want you to check this out. All right. This is probably one of the most badass bottles I've ever seen. Wow.
Is that a pineapple?
Yeah.
And what is in the pineapple?
Liquid.
It's pretty sparkly.
It is. So this is a liqueur. It is a product of Holland. I'm probably going to just totally bash the name here, but it's Pinaq. Pinaq.
Pinot.
Yeah, Pinot. The good thing is it's gluten free. It is
Thank God.
It's made with premium rum, Dutch cream, and vodka. It doesn't say where the Dutch cream comes from.
Well, what are Smurfs?
Malaysian.
They're not Dutch.
No, they are not. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know. This comes in a bunch of different flavors, but I liked the look of the white pineapple versus, I think they've got pink, blue, and something else, but they're all different. But this was the one that actually caught my taste buds. Haven't tried it yet. Just got it in the mail. So,
is mail order liquor?
Did I say I got it in the mail?
Is this one of your illicit deals that you do secretly on this?
What are you talking about? Absolutely not. No, that's no. This was shipped legally through FedEx.
Okay.
Yeah, so just stop.
So you
Pinyock
didn't.
or no, Natalie or whoever said that. It's the McFarlane. It's PINAQ. PINAQ. Not Pinyock. Pinyak. PINAQ. Pinnock. Anyway, whatever. I'm going to try it. It'll be good. Tonight, for those following along, I don't advertise TV shows that much. However, you know where I'm going with this.
I do, because I pulled it up before you told me about it.
Everyone must turn their televisions to the premiere of America's Got Talent. I think it's an NBC show. Don't know. Don't watch it very much. However, I will be watching it tonight at 8 when our friends and your friends, Steel Panther, perform on the show. Super stoked, super excited. Try to figure out what song they were going to sing that they could actually sing on NBC.
Yeah.
Come to find out they're performing Eyes of a Panther, which is probably close to the only one they could actually do on broadcast TV.
Is it safe?
Yes. One of the safest that they can do. I've already seen the video of them performing. It is typical Steel Panther. It's good.
Explain how this happened. What is this? We already know they have records out.
6, I believe.
What is this about?
So I'm not really sure.
Making the old man in the audience, plug his ears.
Right. So back on May 24th, Steel Panther announced that they were going to be on America's Got Talent, saying that AGT is about to get a whole lot more metal. Don't miss the season premiere next Tuesday. That's today at 8 p.m. local, or at least 8 p.m. Eastern time. Steel Panther's getting ready to go on the next leg of their On the Prowl tour this summer. 22 City Trek kicks off on July 13th. So they have a month before they go on tour. So I don't know if this is I don't know. I don't know if this is a just to help with the premiere or if they are actually going to I don't think they're going to be like trying out to make the show. I think they're just going in as a shock factor saying, hey, let's do this. Cause I don't think professionals can go on there or the next thing you know what? Maybe Motley Crue will go on there playing instruments.
That would be novel.
Without backing tracks.
That would be rare.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that, it's tonight.
I'm just I mean, how did they get the deal to go on a network TV show? A band that you kind of have to know who they are to know who they are. You kind of have to be in on the joke. I mean, they're not a mainstream thing, but now they are. They're on this show.
I would say they've got a good agent because they've also, if memory serves me correct, I think they've also been involved in the Super Bowl, as in like part of a Super Bowl commercial. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but I'm going to look it up because they were involved in something because I remember seeing it and I was like, oh shit. Oh, whoop, I shouldn't say that. I was like, oh crap. Ah, fuck it. Oh shit. That's Steel Panther. They did a video entry for a Doritos commercial. That's actually on the YouTubes, so you should check that out. It's funny. But yeah.
Anyone that watches this tonight, though, they need to make sure they pay attention to the audience. They will show this guy and his wife a couple times. The wife is kind of cool. She's kind of like happy about the whole thing, but her husband, who obviously came out of a 70s sitcom, he looks like Mr. Roper.
He does.
And he is disapproving of all of this noise. He is very he could have been in an 80s metal video, disapproving all day long.
Exactly. And Kathy just jumped in the chat and she said she watched it on the YouTubes today and it was a great performance. I agree. It is good. It sounds professional. And Michael Starr, the lead vocalist,
Yes.
is really singing. He's not lip
Yes,
syncing.
they are talented. That's why they're on that show.
Right. Yeah. America's Got Talent. And they're like, boom, here we are. So, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Kicks for you 80s band people. Kicks is getting ready to call it quits.
Well, what'd you see? I didn't see anything.
So Steve Whiteman, the lead vocalist for Kicks, has opened up about the band's announcement that it will retire after more than 45 years. Steve told a radio station in a new interview, according to Blabbermouth, I came to the conclusion. Right, I know.
A new interview.
I know.
I was told that he's not doing interviews.
I don't know.
Ah.
So he told this radio station that I came to the conclusion probably over a year ago, and I went to the guys and I told them, guys, at the end of 2023, I think I'm done. I'm sick to death of the travel and the hotels and the waiting in green rooms. It takes 3 days to do a show anymore because it's all fly dates, one-offs. So I just to the point where I'm 66 and my wife is ready to retire and we just want to enjoy life. So they are going on tour and it's going to be the last tour that Kix is going to be a part of. If you guys remember, they had 2 songs, Cold Blood, Blow My Fuse,
Close Your Eyes.
Don't Close Your Eyes. Great band. I mean, they were awesome. I love their stuff. Unique sound. Really good. But they were founded, if you didn't realize this, in 1977.
Yeah, they've been around a while. And
yeah,
it took them a while to get that sound nailed down. It took them a couple records. But I'm like you. Just about everything they have put out, there's something I like about it. I think that he's sincere too when he says he's 66. I think he's sincere in saying
I guarantee
that.
it.
Yeah, this isn't one of those deals where, hey, we've all signed contracts and we're never coming back, and then we come back. These fly-in dates that sound so easy, I don't think they're as easy as they seem to be. We talked to Milienko about that of Steelheart.
Right.
And he said the same thing. It's still, you got to fly in somewhere, get in a car, and go to the venue, and it's more wear and tear than you think.
Yep.
Just dropping in on a parachute.
No, exactly. They've got lots of dates through 3 more dates, 1 more date through June, actually, from what I'm seeing, and some dates in July, August, September. So they've got some coming up, but I guess I don't see when the last one's going to be. But it looks like they've got some shows. Not really hitting the Midwest. A lot of them are Northeast, Pennsylvania area, and all that. So
yeah, they're Baltimore based,
right?
Originally anyway, so that would make sense.
They just played Cleveland. I guess about a week ago. So they're good. They're proud to cross the finish line, and they're crossing that finish line together, which is kind of cool.
I wonder how many are still in that band that are original. I'd have to look that up. I know one of the guitar players is not there anymore. That was a whole issue getting along with him. I can't remember his name, but he was one of the major songwriters for that band for a long time.
Yep. Yeah, I'd have to look. I'm not sure. It's not one
either.
that I look at all the time, but yeah, it'll be sad to see them go. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of these artists, a lot of these bands that we relate to, at least on this show, are of that age. Even the ones that were out in the 80s, if you consider the 80s were, more than just 5 years ago.
It's hard to believe too. That's why you've got to really appreciate when a band like Poison, who did the stadium tour and was the talk of the stadium tour because they performed so well.
Right.
Of course, that band is a little younger than I'm not even sure Bret Michaels is even 60 yet. He might be, but the fact that they were able to go out and just kick ass every night, that's impressive. So, these bands are going away. And so if you can get out to see them, you should go see them.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. Bret is 60.
Yeah, I was close. I had to be.
But, I mean, like you said, still going.
Oh, and he's in phenomenal shape. He keeps himself in phenomenal shape,
Yeah.
I mean, whether you like Poison or not, there's people that don't like Poison, but I mean, they put on a hell of a show still to this day. When they go out well and kick ass.
Ricky Rocket's 61. Bobby Dahl is 59. And CC DeVille is also 61. So think about 60-year-old rockers. And this isn't taking anything away from Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Joan Jett, of course. But here's Poison stealing the show over and over and over, all jamming in their 60s.
Right.
I mean, when you compare them to Kiss, who are all in their mid-90s, I mean, but still, for those that have lived the rock star life for years, there are some that are actually still taking care of themselves, which is a shock for some, not for others, because it's almost like they're ready to hit their prime again, if you will.
It's refreshing, when someone takes care of them, goes out and kills it. Yeah, I mean, we're even hearing about bands that are a bit newer that are talking about hanging it up. I mean, Godsmack has mentioned that they're hanging it up after this tour.
Right.
And they've been around a long time, but when you really think about it, they're a newer band and getting ready to hang it up. Five Finger Death Punch, the singer. 1 minute he's hanging it up, the next he's changing his mind, but still, it's in his mind.
He was tired that day.
He was tired that day.
Yeah. Didn't get a good sleep. So, he's got to do what he's got to do. Came across an article recently of 25 legendary rock albums with no weak songs.
I like that, but man, you'd have to be the judge of that on your own, wouldn't you?
This was compiled by the staff at Loudwire.
Okay.
And you hit the nail on the head because I don't agree. I don't agree because it seems like can always find a sleeper. Well, not a sleeper, but a weak song in these albums. AC/DC Highway to Hell. They said there's no sleepers, no weak songs. Alice in Chains, Dirt. I may actually agree with that one. The Beatles, Magical Mystery Tour. David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Okay.
What's next? Deep Purple, In Rock. Again, we're covering those according to this article that had no weak songs. Deftones, White Pony. The Doors, self-titled.
Fleetwood. Man, The Doors.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors.
Yeah.
Here's one that I can absolutely agree with. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction.
Not a weak song there.
No, I love every song on that album. What's your favorite song on that album?
That's got by Michelle, correct?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Mine's Night Train.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's just because you go on cruises all the time, and probably that's your entrance music.
That's a good idea. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are you experienced? This was a surprise for me. King Crimson.
Yeah.
In the Court of the Crimson King.
You hear a lot about that record.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot about it lately.
Yeah.
So it still has a following.
Led Zeppelin 4.
Right. I mean, as burned out as you get on that record, it's hard to argue with how good it is.
The next two I totally disagree with. Nirvana, Nevermind.
I don't think I've listened to all of that record.
And Pearl Jam 10.
I have listened to all of that record, and I do like Pearl Jam. I like that record.
Here's one that I do agree with. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Queens of the Stone Age, Like Clockwork.
I do not know that band hardly at all.
I think I'd have to hear some more of their songs to really, really get into them. Radiohead, OK Computer. I mean, it's got Creep on it. Creep is a good song. Rage Against the Machine, self-titled. Oh, here's a good one. Rainbow with the album Rising.
Yes, Rainbow Rising is amazing.
Yes.
Got Stargazer in it, I think.
Starstruck. Starstruck, Run with the Wolf, Stargazer, A Light in the Black.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street.
Really?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you mentioned the Beatles, you've mentioned the Stones, even AC/DC. These bands have many, many records.
Right.
You mentioned Highway to Hell. I would say Back in Black doesn't have a weak song.
Rush, Permanent Waves.
Oh, we've got a Rush fan in the chat. A big Rush fan.
I'm waiting for her to chime in. Soundgarden, Super Unknown.
It's a good one. I did like Soundgarden when they were
Van
out.
Halen, self-titled.
Okay.
That was the album with Running with the Devil, Ain't Talking About Love, Jamie's Crying.
Right.
Let's see. Weezer, the Blue Album.
Yeah.
Another Who's Next?
Who's Next is fantastic.
Behemoth, The Satanist.
Don't know Behemoth.
Black Sabbath, Master of Reality.
What about Heaven and Hell?
Well, it's the staff of Loudwire. They may not know that one.
I know.
Death with the album Human. This will make Leather happy. Dio, Holy Diver.
That's a great record.
It is. I'm skipping a couple of these because people won't know who they are. Ghost, Opus Eponymous.
Wow, he's getting a big push there on this list.
Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
It's a good one. Some people don't like that record though.
I don't understand why.
I think that's more of the.
Can I Play with Madness? I mean, that was.
I love that song. That's one of my favorite.
Here's one. Judas Priest, Painkiller.
Are you kidding me?
I love that album.
Oh, we our mutual friend that works around water.
Yeah,
loves that record. And it's good. It's good. I don't know if it's better than. I mean, are we ranking better or just no weak songs?
No weak songs.
I'm
still trying to figure out our friend that works near water. Oh, never mind. I know who you're talking about. I had to say it out loud. I had to think what kind of water you were talking about. King Diamond, Abigail.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mastodon, Crack the Sky. Megadeth, Rust in Peace.
Not Peace Sells.
No, well, no. Rust in Peace had Holy Wars, Hangar 18. What else? Five Magics, Tornado of Souls. That was a very good album.
Ooh.
Here's one finally. Metallica. Guess which one?
Well, I mean, obviously Masters. Master of Puppets, but not
No.
Black Record.
No.
Ride the Lightning.
No.
Oh wow! I give up.
Justice.
Really?
Yep. Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power. Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche.
Ooh, that's a great record.
Seasons in the Abyss by Slayer. Toxicity, System of a Down. Enema from Tool. So yeah, there's a plethora of albums there. I just thought that was really. It's all subjective. I mean, you may like everything on Highway to Hell. Somebody might not like Alice in Chains and say, yeah, one song sucks. Whatever. It's subjective.
Right.
Let me jump in the chat and see what they got going. Yeah, Kathy had nothing to say. She said yuck on something, and then she turned around and said Rush, boo, and then devil horned priest. So
That's all we need to know.
yeah, I mean, really, is there really anything else? We know where her opinion lied with that, so that's good. Do what?
You mentioned Pantera.
Yes.
And this story just kind of surprised me, but we have to remember that Pantera, as big as that band is, it's still metal. It's a different kind of metal, and it's a little bit of a niche thing. But Cowboys from Hell, which came out in 1990, that put them on the map. That was one of the big ones that put them on the map, right?
Right.
Just now went double platinum.
Wow.
That shocked the heck out of me.
That is very shocking.
Because as much as you hear about that record, you would think it was a diamond record or something,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it just now went double platinum.
I'm
in the U.S.
That's kind of shocking. Because, I mean, when you think about that and all the popularity from that song, you don't expect that to be sitting there going, hey, it's not double platinum. I mean, I would have expected it to be 4 times over.
Right. I wonder what the band's reaction was. Was like, oh, it wasn't already.
Yeah, when they get that royalty check and they show up with the big record, they're like, wait, that's just now happening?
Now happening?
I'm so shocked.
I slept since then.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It is time to bring back once again one of our favorite little bits.
Ooh.
And look, I'm going to show you. We even have an animation. Watch, we have an animation. You ready? That didn't animate. Let me try this one.
No, it did not. There
yes.
Hey guys, Natalie here. If all criminals were as bad at crime as this lady, the world would have a lot less criminals on the street. A woman from Maine called in 2 threats against her local Walmart, but was very easily caught. The first call, she made a bomb threat, and the second call, she claimed that there was a man with a gun inside the store. The kicker is, she actually made the calls from inside an Uber, and did it while she was on speakerphone. So her Uber driver heard everything that went down. Thankfully, the Walmart store was evacuated and later returned to open after no one or any bombs were found by police. The woman that made the call was arrested after her Uber driver called police to tell them after he dropped her at her location. She's currently facing multiple charges. That poor bastard.
Thank you, Natalie, for the weekly input of that poor bastard. You can hear that every week now. Thanks to Natalie and her research, if you will. There's some stupid people out there.
There are. I mean,
some really stupid ones out there. I'm gonna go back to Loudwire for a minute because there was, as I was looking at the the list of albums with no bad songs or whatever, they also had songs that 30 huge rock and metal bands have only played live one time.
Yes, I had that pulled up right here. I did not go through it too much. It's so extensive.
It is very extensive, but I mean, I pulled up the first one, AC/DC.
It's fascinating to think about. They never played that, or they only played it once, or
they've only played Big Balls one time in 1976.
Who verified that, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a
Who was
very,
there?
very good question. Hang on, let me look. Let me look. Here are songs. Let's see.
You would think the fans would be demanding big balls, just chanting it.
Sure, most of them are wanting their big balls, and they don't get the big balls
No, you've
because
only played it once,
they refuse to play big balls, so you won't hear big balls.
which is not even the. I mean, that just defeats the purpose of the song because
Right?
that's
Why
the
would you
point.
have one called big balls?
I mean, you play big balls because people come to your big balls,
Right. But if you're not playing big balls, nobody gets to hear big balls. So why have a song called Big Balls?
and you just leave them like hanging.
Yeah. And then become big blue balls. So I'm flipping through these, and some of these really are not that shocking.
Right.
I mean, they're really not. I just I'm looking at Corn. I mean, yeah, there's some songs in here that I like, but of all the other hits that these bands have had, they just don't play the ones that I don't know that I guess weren't popular. I guess. I mean,
Right.
Metallica.
Right.
Everybody knows Metallica songs.
It's way down that list too.
Yeah.
Metallica's there.
Escape. They last played that, or they only played that live in 2012, and that is off of Ride the Lightning, and it's a song that everybody well, most people love.
Which song?
Escape, off of Ride
Yes.
the Lightning,
Yes.
and they've played
Well,
it one time.
right. So that's a notable one that people really like. And then, so like Def Leppard, for instance, Def Leppard tours constantly. You know, and this is a good example. I'm looking at this list, and there's several on this list. But I mean, I know why they wouldn't play most of these. They played them once, and that was enough. The only two that shocked me a little bit was they've only played "Me and My Wine" from High and Dry once in 1980, and then "Action Not Words" from Pyromania one time in 1983, and that's a great song. Uh, the thing is, Pyromania would be an album with no filler,
Right.
thus every song is good. So should have been on that list you mentioned earlier.
So the biggest surprises are when I got to Ozzy. I'm going to read these off. There's 6 of them.
How far down is it? I gotta find
At the O's.
Oh hell, it's in alphabetical order. Now I gotta
Number,
think.
here we go. In 1992, remember these songs have only been played once.
Okay,
Crazy Babies,
I know that one. That's a good one.
Hellraiser,
That's shocking.
Mr. Tinker Train.
Now, I was there. He played that he played that. Are you sure that was only once?
No, because I didn't write the damn article.
Surely to God, I was not there when that song was played the one time it was played because I was at that concert.
I don't know. But, sorry, I had to adjust my mic a little bit. Patient number 9. I don't understand why this has made the list when that came out
Yeah.
in 2022.
Well, how does that even count if he's not really touring?
Yeah, I don't know. I said there were 6. I'm not worried about the other 2. Those are just the surprising ones. You would figure the more albums they have, then the more songs are going to be on that list. I'm sure there's some that have never, played certain songs, but I don't know.
Check this out. Shinedown only has one.
Right. But
That's
don't they
fast.
only have one good album?
Oh, now
I'm joking. I'm messing.
they
But you're
got like
right.
three good albums.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of the Aussie ones just kind of shocked me. I was surprised, very surprised. I
Me
was
too.
expecting to not see. I was expecting to see more obscure tracks, B sides that you don't flip your record or turn your cassette over to hear. You simply
Well,
hit rewind. But I was shocked.
If you look at the list for Hailstorm, that was one that was interesting because
Right.
almost everything was an unreleased single or song, nothing they ever put out.
Right.
So they
Well,
were just trying them out in the late 90s when they were
but
playing on street corners or bars.
is it fair to put those out there though?
Right. I mean, and who, like I said, who accumulated this list?
Would people know?
A lot. Hailstorm is very good when they put records out. They like to put out the deluxe record, and they will put a ton of bonus tracks on these records. The Japanese editions get songs that we don't even get.
Are they in English?
Yes, they are in English.
Okay.
So that's really cool, but I don't recognize any of these songs. And I know quite a bit about Hailstorm. I
Right.
don't know.
Here's a reason they don't play them, because they were unreleased.
Right.
I mean, if they've not been released, people don't know them. So therefore, can you really count it?
They're just trying it out. Dream is on this list for Hailstorm. It says
Right.
it was once in 1999. There, and I doubt this is the instance they're discussing, but there is a video on YouTube, if you look, of a 14-year-old Lizzie Hale playing a guitar on a street corner with RJ and her dad, their dad, uh, at a festival or something like our local festival we have here in the fall.
Right.
And, yeah, and they are playing that song, and that is a Firehouse song. And I believe she discusses in there how they may have met the band at one point through their dad, and so they played that song. Yeah, I wonder if that's it. I'll have to check.
Could be, but I mean, you can't.
Does that
I
even
don't, and I
count?
don't think this is a fault. I think this is just, simply naming those songs that they've not played. But I don't think it's right to put in ones that were not released. I mean, what sense does that make?
Right. I mean, is it even put on an album, or is it just an unreleased track that they pulled out for fun and played it that night?
Right.
We don't know where half of these came from. Of course, they've got three records that I think three records that were independently produced anyway.
Exactly.
One of them being "Don't Blame the Time Man," and that's on this list. That album is anyway. "Don't Mess with the Time Man," which is an interesting record.
Yeah. So I went looking for some albums that are being released this week. And there are a lot, but, and I'm sure Kathy will jump in if I'm wrong, but I do not see anything real mainstream this week.
The Foos have one out. Is that out this week or was it already out?
Don't know.
Yeah,
Green
they're new.
Day, that was today. So I guess that's this week. That was today.
Okay.
I do know there's some more. You know what? Let me just do something else here. I should have done this before the show, but I didn't look up the releases that were coming up. Of course, there's going to be a lot of metal ones, but what'd Kathy just say? Foo Fighters. Yeah, Foo Fighters. I have not heard it. I've not listened to it. I'll be interested to know if it's any good.
Yeah.
That releases on the 2nd. Foo Fighters. Okay. So let me June 2nd. So this is this month. Avenged Sevenfold, June 2nd. These are all June 2nd. I'm not naming them all, just the ones that our listeners may be interested in. Avenged Sevenfold, Black Sabbath, Live Evil 40th Anniversary Edition, Buck Cherry Volume 10, Foo Fighters, of course, but Here We Are, Hollywood Vampires, Live in Rio.
Well, that's cool.
June 9th, Extreme. They finally dropped 6.
Yeah. Same with Avenged Sevenfold because we had talked about that earlier.
Well, theirs is June 2nd. And who else is the same day as Extreme? Rat, the Atlantic Years box set. And yeah, I'm not seeing any others that are worth mentioning right now. June 16th, we get Motorhead live at the Montreux Jazz Festival from 2007, Queens of the Stone Age, and yeah, there's some more coming up towards the end of the month, but we'll cover those at a later time.
And just a couple weeks ago, we got the new Winger release.
Yes, absolutely,
which was really good.
Very good.
There's a new Sparks record coming out.
Really?
Or is out. The girl is crying in her latte. I'll
What?
be on the look for that one. She is crying in her latte.
Is that on the album cover?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I don't see it. I'm looking for it.
I'm probably on a different website than you are.
Well, I guarantee, but I still want to see a girl crying in her latte.
Well, you got to type it in.
What? Girl crying in her latte?
Yeah. That's the name of the record.
Try that.
The name of the record.
No, I want to see a picture of her crying in her latte.
And it's on the cover.
Okay. Well, see, there you go. I haven't seen it, so that's perfect. The girl
Metal
is
Church.
crying in her latte. That's great. That's great.
It?
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Sparks, never heard of them.
The only reason I mentioned it is Kathy's a big fan. So I'm sure this is on her radar.
She said that it came out a few weeks ago.
This is May 26th.
Which was just 3 days ago.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. I've never heard of them.
They were the subject of a music documentary maybe a year or two ago.
Are they metal?
No.
Okay, I'm done.
And it has actually increased some of their push and popularity. I had never heard of them. And now I know a lot about Sparks. This is actually, this band is actually a gift that I give Kathy every year. I buy a Sparks record.
Nice.
For Christmas.
For her?
Yes, but she's not getting that this year. I'm not saying that.
Gotcha.
Not buying a Sparks record.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. Where are they from?
They are brothers, I believe. I'm not sure. I think they're, well, I don't even want to guess where they're from. I read a little bit about them long time ago.
Yeah, I don't even know because I just went to their website and for mailing list, they spelt that MAELING, mailing list. Whatever. Maybe I'll check them out. They actually look like they should be characters in the next, I don't know.
Wikipedia says Los Angeles
movie.
Los Angeles.
LA.
Yes. So they are an LA product.
Kathy says they're from America. Well, okay, but like I was meaning like where? And apparently LA. They are brothers and they are awesome. I'll listen. I'll give them a shot.
You talk about being around a while. This says 1966 to present, years active.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
It's a long time.
But, I mean, yeah, damn, that is a long time. Oh, I don't know if we've covered this since we had an interview conversation last week. Karabi. Big news for him.
Big news for him. Back in the dead daisies.
Back with the boys. Looking for some new music coming out that way.
And I guess that was something that happened a bit suddenly. Glenn Hughes had put out 2 records with them just the last couple of years, and I think he kind of abruptly moved on.
Yeah.
And they were in a bit of a lurch and needed a singer, and Karabi knows that material.
So
yeah, of all people, hey, call the crabs.
if you don't know Dead Daisies, look them up. They've got several records, but the two with Karabi, I'm really partial to.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They're kicking off a tour in August, a Dead Daisies tour, because Karabi is currently or getting ready to head out with Tom Kiefer, correct?
Right. He's been doing that already, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah, so it's very cool, and Dead Daisies are kicking off their tour in August, so it'll be good to see where they end up going with that tour.
This is a best of album that will be released later in the year, along with dates in the U.S., Canada, Japan, and Europe.
Whew, so they're hitting it running. Good.
And that was one of the reasons he left originally. Was their tour is pretty brutal,
Right.
sometimes, because they do a lot of touring, and I think he needed a breather.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
And now he's ready to go again. I guess.
Yeah, good.
Because he
That's good
mentioned,
for us.
because we talked about his son,
Mm-hmm.
who drums and was in a band and had played with John in a band, and they were wanting to get together and do some things. And
Right.
yeah, this kind of throws a monkey wrench in that, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, would you pass up the opportunity? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah, because you never know. They probably came up and said, please. So be it.
I saw something else I thought was interesting. So we talked about Vinnie Vincent and his release party for his record, Judgment Day,
Right.
where he was charging something like $600 for you to come into a theater and they play it live or something like that. It's an album listening party. That's what it was in Nashville. Well, it featured a full band performance, and he had a singer. So Robert Fleischman was the original singer. He had a singer, a guy named Scott Board, who was at this party. And they were splitting vocals, he and Robert Fleischman. And Vinnie Vincent has raved about this singer on this record and talked about how much he looks forward to continuing on and playing music with this guy. And then the next day, it's announced that he's moving on from this guy. He's just, there's really no explanation. It's come out of the blue. This guy's young, and he's in this band with Vinny, and Vinny just changed his mind. Which he does that. He does that all the time. Like he says he's going to put out a record, then he changes his mind. He says he's going to do an interview, then he doesn't. Play a show, then he changes his mind. Vinny's all over the map.
Yeah, well, he announced this new singer at that record release story or party, and then turns around within a week and fires him. I think that's classic Vinnie Vincent.
It really is. And there's probably a lot of rock stars out there with a lot of stories, and this guy can about Vinny, and this guy can join them. He can sit and listen to Mark Slaughter and Dana Strum.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for the news, Vinny.
Apparently they wanted to re-record the second record with this new guy. That really shocks me because that's All Systems Go. That's the one with Dana Strum and Mark Slaughter on it. And Vinny wants to re-record that record. To what point?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and why? Just why? You don't I don't know.
And that's it. Mark Slaughter is really good on that record. I'm not the biggest Slaughter fan, but on that record, Mark Slaughter is really good.
That would be like if Van Halen would have re-recorded, all their previous albums that they had with David Lee Roth, and when they got Sammy, they said, "Oh, we're going to re-record those."
Oh, we got a real singer now. We're going to re-record it. No, I mean,
To what point? And you know how much I love Sammy.
Yep.
But no, we don't need to do that. So
Yeah.
that's just make a new record.
Yeah, or Skid Row re-record or re-recording their debut album with a new singer.
Right. With the guy they have now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I see lawsuits coming from these things if it becomes a trend.
Oh, most definitely. Well, that's going to be the one thing that'll put backing tracks on the back burner.
Right. Just re-recording everything.
Yeah, we'll just re-record everything.
Oh my gosh! What if you could get AI to do it for you?
Don't be surprised.
You could just say AI re-record Running with the Devil.
Is that the name of it? You just call AI, kind of like
That's
Siri,
what they say when they talk about AI. They just say AI.
Well, what do you do with Alexa?
Alexa's not the same thing.
Well, I know, but
I can't tell Alexa to write me a novel and tell her the plot, and she does it.
Yeah, but you still have to speak to the AI. Like, write me a song about pineapple liqueur.
Yeah, you tell AI to do it.
Well, yeah, I don't like this AI stuff unless I could be like, AI, grab me a pizza.
That's one of the concerns during with this writer strike going on in Hollywood is that
yes,
they don't want AI constructing these scripts because think about how easy and cheap that would be for a TV producer. AI, I need a new season of Chicago Fire.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it'll be
Make it
good.
Make it the same as last season and the season before because that's what we do.
Just change the character names.
By the way, did you know that Chief Bowden is British?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Really?
No, not until I heard him talk.
I mean, so is Maggie from The Walking Dead.
Stop.
So is
She's from Georgia.
Okay. She lived on a farm, I swear, with Herschel. so is Andrew Lincoln.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, when rock singers that are from England talk, it's no surprise because I already know where they're from. They don't sound British when they sing, but Chief Bowden in his blustery Chicago voice yelling at people to do things sounds very American to me. And
oh yeah.
And then he's totally different when he talks in his regular voice. It's not even the same tone. He's all up here and he don't even sound manly.
Tom Holland is another.
No, Tom Holland's Peter Parker.
Right. He's British.
No.
I'm sorry.
Jonathan Hillerman, who played Higgins on Magnum P.I., is not British. He is from Texas.
Correct.
Yes.
Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, he's British.
Why are you doing this? No. This is not true.
Look, Andrew Lincoln. Yeah. Surprise.
Then why don't they all just talk in their regular voice?
Yes. Lenny, I can't think of his last name. He's also in The Walking Dead, who plays I don't remember. But he was in the first episode. Black guy with his son.
Yes.
He's British. Lenny. I can't remember Lenny's last name. He's on Fear the Walking Dead now. Lenny James.
So these shows just do casting calls that are like worldwide, and all the Brits come.
Yeah.
Cheerio! There's a new show in America, in the colonies. Let's go do it.
We should change our accent. We'll get the pot. That's what we should do. We should do this show in British accents, just one time.
You hear about the new Whitesnake record?
Hello. Would you believe that about Motley Crue? We probably better not.
No, it would get tiresome very quickly.
Yeah, when we'd forget, and yeah, that'd be bad. I don't know.
If you're acting and you're British, how do you keep it straight and not slip?
Oh, I don't know. I'm an American, and I should go on British TV with my accent and call it good.
I mean, I just can't even imagine, like, before the camera rolls and the director's talking to Chief Bowden and he's like, "All right, in this scene, you're going to tell Severide to grab a ladder." And, all right, I'll tell him to grab a ladder. How would you like me to say it? Would you like me to say it like, "Grab a ladder over there"? I mean, is that how that works?
I guess so. And they just do it with that accent. There's somebody else that shocked me, and I can't remember who it was. They may have been Australian or something like that.
Some of them don't surprise me in the sense that when you do hear them, they're kind of neutral in the way they act. Their voice is very neutral. Like, even though you and I don't have like pronounced accents, we slip a little and have a twang here and there. I do especially. Right. But yeah, these guys are very neutral.
That's why they're called actors.
Well, they're very good at it.
Yeah. Actors you didn't know were British. Maybe we
any
language. Or any other thing, yeah. Yeah, there's not a bunch here that I know. Tom Hardy.
I'll tell you the worst one. The worst one is when they try to get Chris Hemsworth to do an American accent. Because it's horrible. It's horrible. Like, he tries really hard. Have you ever watched, what's the one, 12 Horses or whatever? Or, you know, he's supposed to be American in that movie, and he struggles through that movie trying to keep an accent or trying to not have an accent.
Yeah. I don't know.
And my favorite is Sean Connery, who, when he does The Hunt for Red October, and he's supposed to be a Russian submarine captain or whatever, admiral.
Submariner.
He just says, "Screw it, I'm Sean Connery."
Yeah. Because it's hard to do. It's hard to do his accent with that voice.
Right.
See? Launch the submarine. Damn it. Yeah. I'm Russian. I don't know. You know what's not Russian?
What?
Bad Company Barbecue. I like them. They're pretty good. And
yeah, I agree.
There's their logo. Check them out. Bad Company Barbecue and Ace. You know who else is not British? Music and More Records in New Hartford, New York. They're American. Bad Company Barbecue, American made. Kathy at Music and More Records, American made. Check them both out. They support us, we support them. You need a record? Go to Kathy. You need seasoning for your record? You go to Bad Company Barbecue. It's simple.
Very simple.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? And Natalie says, who cares about his accent? Who? He who?
Pronouns. I need pronouns.
Yeah. Who? Does she type fast enough?
And I know who she's talking about, and I don't want to get everyone going on the Chris Hemsworth thing.
Oh, I forgot that you said that.
I can't deal with it.
No. I just can't. No. Yeah, she's not even saying, so whatever.
I feel inferior enough as it is. I don't need to hear about it.
She just said it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. Typical.